Have you ever had one of those moments where you're talking to someone in mid-sentence, you suddenly become super aware of how you're standing, how you're moving your hands, or whether your voice just cracked like a broken radio? Yeah, I've been there too. It's like your brain goes, hey, you're being weird right now, and that one tiny thought snowballs into this uncomfortable spiral where suddenly everything you're saying feels awkward. But here's the thing, confidence in conversations isn't something you're born with, it's something you build, step by step, word by word. And today, I want to show you exactly how to do that, not with fake smiles, not with cheesy pickup lines, and not by pretending to be someone you're not, but by understanding a few powerful truths that will shift the way you see yourself and the way you talk to other people. Let's get real for a second. Most people think confident people are just naturally outgoing, like they popped out of the womb with a firm handshake and a TED Talk. But confidence, it doesn't mean you're loud, it doesn't mean you always know what to say, and it doesn't mean you never get nervous. Confidence is quiet, it's calm, it's knowing that, even if you mess up, you'll be okay. It's showing up as yourself fully, not some edited version of you trying to impress people. And once you get that, talking to people becomes way less scary. Let me take you back to when I realized this the hard way. I remember standing in line at this networking event. You know the type, everyone's dressed like they're about to pitch a startup. The air smells like strong coffee and nerves, and you're mentally rehearsing the same introduction over and over. And when my turn came, I completely blanked. Not just like, forgot a word, blanked, I mean complete system shutdown. I looked at the guy, smiled, and said, hi, I'm, and my brain just hit the brakes. I couldn't even remember my name for a second. I ended up nervously laughing and blurting out something about how the coffee was strong. Embarrassing, yeah, humiliating, a little. But that moment taught me something huge. Confidence doesn't come from being flawless, it comes from owning your flaws. That tiny disaster of an introduction turned into one of the best conversations I had that day, because once I stopped trying to impress and just tried to connect, everything shifted. So let's break down what makes someone confident when they talk to others, and more importantly, how you can feel that way whether you're chatting with a stranger, speaking in a group, or just trying not to overthink every sentence. First up, stop treating people like judges. This is a big one. We tend to walk into conversations like we're on trial, like the other person is evaluating every word, every pause, every nervous twitch. But most people, they're not thinking about you that hard. Honestly, they're way too busy wondering what you think of them. It's wild, but true, almost everyone is stuck in their head, just like you. So instead of worrying about how you're being perceived, try to get curious about the other person. Ask questions, listen, and you'll notice something kind of magical. Pressure starts to melt away, because you're no longer performing, you're connecting. There was a time when I used to script out entire conversations in my head before talking to someone. I'd rehearse the jokes, the replies, and even how I'd react to imaginary things they might say. And guess what? None of it ever went to plan, because real conversations are messy. They zag when you expect them to zag. So one day, I tried something different. I walked into a conversation without a plan. Scary, yep, but freeing, absolutely. Because instead of trying to be perfect, I let myself be present. And people respond to that, they do. You don't need a clever line, you just need your full attention, your real self, and a willingness to be a little vulnerable. Now let's talk body language, because even if you say the right words, your body might be telling a whole different story. Have you ever tried talking to someone who's not looking at you, arms crossed, eyes darting around the room? It feels weird, right? That's because confidence isn't just heard, it's seen. Here's something small you can try. The next time you talk to someone, just slow down. Slow your speech, relax your shoulders, uncross your arms, and breathe. It sounds simple, but it works. When you move slower, speak a bit more deliberately, and give your words space, you automatically come across as more confident even if you're nervous on the inside. It's like your body is saying, hey, I'm comfortable here, and over time, your mind starts to believe it too. I'm not saying this happens overnight, You're gonna have moments where your voice shakes, where you say something weird, where you overthink that one awkward silence. But that doesn't make you less confident, it makes you human. And here's the beautiful thing about being human: people relate to it. Nobody wants to talk to a robot. Nobody remembers the perfect conversation. They remember the real ones. The laughs that weren't planned, the stories that stumbled a little, the awkward joke that somehow made things more fun. So instead of aiming for flawless, aim for real. Look, you don't need to reinvent yourself to become more confident when you talk to people. You don't need to become the loudest voice in the room. You just need to trust that you belong in the room in the first place. And the more you show up, the more you speak up, and the more you lean into who you are, already more confident you'll feel. So, let me ask you this: what's one conversation you've been avoiding? Is it introducing yourself to someone new, asking a question in class or at work, telling someone how you feel? Whatever it is, I challenge you to take the first step, say one sentence, make one connection, because confidence doesn't come before action, it comes because of it. In the next part of this video, we'll dive deeper into the inner side of confidence, stuff no one sees, the mindset shifts that make the biggest difference over time. Because if you've ever felt like confidence just isn't in your DNA, I've got some news for you. It is. You just hadn't unlocked it yet. So stick around, we're just getting started. And hey, if no one's told you today, you're doing better than you think you are.